How can you be sure your memories are truly yours? This is not a metaphor, it's a mechanism, a process already complete. Here, crystalline data shards glow faintly, each a fragment of a life, a civilization, a thought. The wealthy bought memories, first love, discovery, sunsets. I watch the star charts. The constellations are fading from memory. A final, defiant whisper against the encroaching dark. They were called chronovores, memory eaters. Not monsters, but the end point of a logic set in motion long ago. The gilded few, unimaginably old, lived by consuming memories. When their own lives grew thin, they consumed the lives of others. History, intimacy, the sacred. The forgotten wandered, vacant, performing tasks without memory or purpose. Above, the chronovores replayed their favorite acquisitions: courage, inspiration, heartbreak. In their pursuit of eternal life, they hollowed out the world, leaving beautiful, empty shells. In the end, they left behind a population of ghosts. Immortality cost them everything that made life worth living. My work is archaeology, but I excavate time itself. The data shards are fragile, many already dark, others flickering with corrupted fragments. I see flashes, a child's hand, a rain-streaked window, a ghost of a voice. These are the last remnants of 1 trillion lives. The archive is vast, a labyrinth of silent corridors and failing systems. I walk these halls, a ghost among ghosts, cataloguing decay. The dust here is the ash of memories turned to nothing. Sometimes I project a shard, a marketplace of translucent figures, a starship bridge frozen in crisis. It's like watching a play where the actors have forgotten their lines. There is a terrible beauty in this decay, a graceful surrender to chaos. Civilization's symphony resolves into a single note of silence. My role to record the process, to chart the descent, to note when love corrupts into static, when hope fades from the last shard. I am the chronicler of the great unravelling. The cities remain, silent monuments to a species that traded its soul for permanence. Spires of light, bridges of diamond, plazas of obsidian, breathtaking but empty. Automated systems clean, regulate, illuminate for no one. Drones drift through glass canyons, theatres, towers set for meals never eaten. No disaster, just a slow, quiet emptying. The forgotten wandered away, stripped of identity, until they became one with the dust. In Ethelberg's plaza, a kinetic sculpture once shifted with emotion. Now it's frozen, a perfect ovoid, absolute neutrality, the most honest monument, a tombstone of apathy. The chronovores are gone too, their towers dark. Having consumed all memories, they turned on each other or simply craved the peace of non-existence. Their palaces are as empty as the streets below. The only difference is the quality of the dust. The world is a mausoleum of forgotten meaning. Today it rains, a slow drizzle blurring the world's edges. I watch from the observatory as drops slide down Place Steel, the landscape a canvas of muted greys and greens. The archive sits in the glass plains, where silicon flora chime in the wind. Rain coats them, turning the land into a garden of weeping glass. The rain does not ask. It simply falls. And I, the archivist, simply watch. Note There are no key mysterious questions in the narration, so no 1-second silence was inserted. Wealth became abstract, then ethereal. The final currency was memory. A pristine memory was the universe's most valuable commodity. Joy could buy a city block. Insight, a decade of life extension. The chrono exchange traded in human experience. The poor sold memories, starting with the mundane, then the precious graduation, laughter, holding a child. They were told memories were copied, not removed. It was a lie. The process left holes, unravelling the self until only ghosts remained. Memory brokers traded the soul's raw material, listing moments like inventory. Childhood wonder, heartbreak, existential dread, reduced to line items. The system was the ultimate inequality. The rich became immortal collages, the poor ephemeral, their pasts sold for a hollow present. They forgot families, homes, names, forgot how to be human. The system was perfectly efficient, consuming its fuel until none was left. And then it simply stopped. The market for memory collapsed into silence. All that remained was emptiness. Entropy is intimate. It untangles reality, not violently, but patiently. The laws of physics become suggestions. The universe forgets its own rules. This decay is mirrored in the data shards. Symphonies become a single note. Forests dissolve into static. Complex emotions fracture, then fade into neutrality. The universe is not just expanding, it's simplifying, shedding information. Even my consciousness phrase, "I am a memory of a person subject to erosion." My thoughts arrive out of sequence, databanks corrupt. I perform my duties with growing detachment, observing my own dissolution. The final stage is silence, not just absence of sound, but of pattern, of meaning. All things return to undifferentiated equilibrium. The great work of existence, creating meaning from chaos, is over. Silence is the victor. The universe resolves into stillness. The last struggle is finished. Only the quiet remains. Note, there are no key mysterious questions in the narration of this chapter, so no 1-second silences were inserted. In the archive's deepest vault, I found the last memory of the last chronovore. Not a grand vision, but a stolen moment. A young woman on a sunlit porch, drinking cool water. The warmth, the pleasure, perfect, uncomplicated contentment. This was the memory he chose as his consciousness dissolved. After millennia of epic sagas, he returned to a single ordinary moment. The ultimate tragedy, the chronovores could never truly own what they stole. They were spectators, not participants, wealthy yet impoverished. Their hunger was for authenticity, not life. Existence forgets not out of malice, but because memory without experience is hollow. A story repeated too often loses meaning. A life stretched too thin becomes transparent. The universe has a finite capacity for meaning, and when it's hoarded, it evaporates. The world ended not because of what the chronovores did, but what they became. Perfect, immortal, and utterly empty. Archives of a life never truly lived. This transmission is complete. A bottle in a cosmic ocean, a final log no one will read. The last data shards go dark, the archives hum, fading. The rain has stopped. Glass trees stand silent under a starless sky. I erase my protocols, let my patterns unravel, join the great forgetting. The story is over. The surface becomes still. The last question before the silence claims even the thought of asking.